They're giving the green light. We'll be underway. They'll shake. Good sportsmanship as we are underway here in round number 6. Steven Ashley's on the play. That's a big deal. Arid Mesa sacrificed that. Does he have a 1-drop to play, Steven? A 1-drop creature, preferably. I do ask you this, Mr. Sullivan. You prefer Swift Spear or Goblin Guide, like, as your 1-drop?
Goblin Guide.
For Goblin Guide? Okay.
It's, you know, the math on, you know, the, like, call it 33% to hit a land, giving up a point there, plus 6, you know, 2/3 of the time it's just information.
Here's old Swifty. Caleb's going to fall down to 19. He knows what he's up against now. I'm sure he's played this matchup plenty of times. There's Spire Bluff Canal. There's a sleight of hand.
It's pretty rare that you get to play a combo matchup where your opponent is vulnerable both to Eidolon of the Great Revel and Searing Blaze. It's you know, it's a good spot to be.
That's true. Sleight of hand. Caleb has selected his card. That will be his turn. We're going to go back over to Steven Ashley here. Spike you. Prowess trigger. I don't know if he's got a second land. I don't think he does.
Then he is in trouble.
Yes, yes he is. Now Steven Ashley will not die this turn. Don't have to worry about that, but he could die the next turn. Caleb does have land number 2, of course. You can see he's got a Shivan Reef in his hand, a bunch of other blue and red spells for our blue-red Gift Storm player. There's the Reef. And just going to pass, maybe with a Remand at the ready. Inspiring Vantage is the land. All right. We can play a little Magic now. Looks like a couple of Boros Charms here in Steven Ashley's hand. And a Spike. And the beatdowns. Scherer down to 9. Ooh, tapping out is risky. I mean, I don't know if he has an interaction spell or not. But Caleb is going to take the opportunity to opt. Huge upgrade for this deck. Being able to find exactly what it's looking for, because Storm is a deck that is looking for very specific cards. Scry one to the bottom, keep it. Found a beautiful island there from, I believe, Amonkhet. There's another opt.
Yeah, I think that, you know, if you had Bolt in your hand, you would just play Lavamancer and pass. So I don't think Scherer would be playing around Lightning Bolt in that spot regardless.
Serum Visions. The opting is done. Pyretic Ritual to draw. Is it go time? Because this blue or Gift Storm deck, if you've never seen it before, can go off from right here, right now.
Well, the other consideration here is that Scherer just might not have another turn, even if it's not deterministic from here. If he's not 100%, he still, I think, has to go.
There's Baral. He'll just pass the turn back. So he feels like I can't go yet. I need one more turn.
Well, Scherer untaps, he's almost certainly
he's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question is, does he actually get the opportunity to do that? And Steven Ashley's kind of thumbing through a bunch of different cards in his hand right now.
Well, you can attack with the Swift Spear. Scherer really can't block because you can just use the Lavamancer to trade off.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right, well, you block Grim Lavamancer, I suppose. Yeah, it's hard to know what this attack is representing here because you would get killed by 2 lightning bolts. But Ashley could just bolt your Baral before doing anything else, or that the card in his hand. So it's kind of hard to know what this attack is all about. But blocking the Lavamancer is pretty safe. And what do you die to? You know, if it's you don't die to any of the 2-mana spells.
Yeah, so that's Boros Charm, that's Lightning Helix, that's Skullcrack. None of
He's
them
already played 2 spikes. And if he had Lightning Bolts in his hand, you would have probably seen a different turn.
Yeah.
So I think this block on the Lavamancer is safe and correct.
That's Boros Charm going upstairs. So you can deal him 6, put him at 2.
Right, and Scheer's just double checking here.
He might have like a remand in his hand that he wants to cast.
You might as well cycle it. It doesn't do you anything next turn when you're going off, so.
That's not technical. So that's not 100%
you can
true.
remand your own
yeah,
thing.
It's not 100%
sure.
true. I know what you're saying, but. All right, Lava Mans are down. Caleb at 2.
All right.
So fireworks? If he can't win from here, he can't win from anywhere. And nobody knows how to do it better than him. Now, he does have 3 copies of Serum Visions in hand.
He might still be missing. It's possible he's still missing Gifts Ungiven or Past.
Hey, he just drew Manamorphose. That helped. Let's see. Electromancer and a Mountain. Those are probably going to the bottom. And maybe he needs the land.
If he's opening on a cantrip here, it probably means he still needs a little bit of help.
Well, I'll say this. Whenever Caleb says, give me the storm counters, there we go. I just saw that I need my toys look. So I think he might be ready now. That's him. That's his storm counter. He won the Invitational Las Vegas 3 years ago. So that is him, and he earned it, folks. Trust me. Manamorphose, get some blues. There we go. Draw a card. Yes. Hasn't played land yet this turn, so that snow-covered island could hit the battlefield soon. And Serum Visions. Draw a card. Another ritual. Scry 2. Sleight of hand gifts. Yeah, gifts staying on top.
Now, can he get to that top card?
Pretty sure he can. There's Basic Island. There's a Pyretic Ritual. There's going to be a Desperate Ritual soon, but he's going to start with a Serum. Nope. He's going to use that Mana Floating. Now he'll Serum Visions. Another spell. Can I have my gifts, please? Yes, it can. Thank you. Scry 2. Grape Shot. Sleight of hand. I don't think it matters because I think he's going to gifts.
Yeah, he should be good from here. The Manamorphose in his graveyard lets him convert it into 2 blue, which is a couple more cantrips. He's got plenty of mana to work with.
Down to 2 red floating. Gifts on give on.
Bingo spot.
What's that? What you got?
Gifts Ungiven, cast for 3 mana.
Jeez, so lucky.
Jeez.
So unreal lucky. Speaking of bingo, storm count of 8. I'm at 7. Come on.
Well, just check it. He's casting another spell.
Well, so if the opponent were to concede right now, do I get it?
He's not conceding.
Do I get it? Do I get it if Steven concedes with storm count of 7?
No, we cut you off.
Okay.
He's playing through it.
All right.
You know, for whatever reason.
All right, so you get this mana. Passing Flame's going to go to the graveyard, along with Desperate Ritual. Come on, show me that 8th spell. Yes.
There you go.
There it is. Stamp it. Good. Bang. What turn is this? 4?
It's 4.
Dang it. I got turn 3 win on here. No invocations yet?
No.
Nope. Okay. Okay. No fetch lands for Dryad Arbor? Not in this match. That's for sure.
Yeah, so now your Manamorphose can be converted into 2 blue. That gives you 2 more cantrips, and that along with all the rituals in the graveyard, flashback your Gifts Ungiven, get a Grape Shot. Even if he puts a Grape Shot in the graveyard, you can still flash it back via Passing Flames.
And do your thing.
And that's it.
And another Manamorphose drawn off of Manamorphose. Caleb going to work himself through his graveyard here. Pyretic Ritual, more red mana. I'll tell you what, too. This deck, this Storm deck, will surprise you. It's a little more resilient than you think. It's a good deck. Looks like some people at home agree with me that maybe Nickelback is not so bad.
Obviously, some people must like the band.
Truth comes out.
It's weird.
The truth comes out eventually. Tell you what.
No one wants to be the first one to say it.
I know. I know. That's just true. Apparently, I was right about the Snickers commercial, too. We'll get to that in a minute as Caleb Scherer wins game number 1 over Stephen Ashley. Blue Gift Storm up a game here over Burn. We'll be going to the sideboards in a moment, but first, a couple messages. Maybe they're Nickelback related from our sponsors. are back. Caleb Scherer, Stephen Ashley, Blue Art Gift Storm, Burn. That's your matchup. Scherer, the player on your left, currently up a game as we turn our attention to their sideboards. Looks like both players have sideboarded relatively quickly here, so we want to get our eyes on Stephen Ashley's first. He's got 4 Destructive Revelries, 2 Deflecting Palms, 2 Molten Rains, 2 Path to Exile, 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Searing Blood, and a Grim Lavamancer. Hey, Burn Mage, what are you bringing in against Storm?
You need to cut these 4 Skull Cracks and 2 Path to Exile and 2 Rest in Peace. It's very hard for them to beat you without their graveyard, and even though Path is not ideal in the matchup, you need as much 1-mana interaction as you can get your hands on.
Other side of things here for Caleb, 4 pieces of the puzzle, 3 Lightning Bolt, 2 Empty the Warrens, 2 Shattering Spree, Dispel, Echoing Truth, Giga Drossel, Wipe Away. Hey, Burn Guy, what don't you want to play against?
I think Empty the Warrens is a good play in the matchup. It allows you to end the game pretty quickly, and you don't need to Storm for that much to be able to win through Empty. The Bolts are good here as well. I would bring in the 1 copy of Dispel. The 4 copies of Pieces of the Puzzle is not really my cup of tea in the matchup, but some people bring in the Pieces of the Puzzle anytime they're bringing in the cards like Lightning Bolt and Dispel that are a little dissonant with the main plan, just so they have enough material to work with.
Well, there you go, folks. There you go. Caleb Scherer, Stephen Ashley, Blue Art Gift Storm, Burn. Now, Blue Art Gift Storm, that's a Tier 1 deck.
Yes. Now,
if you believe in the tier system, that's a Tier 1 deck.
And the Bolts are nice for this deck post board because you might say, well, you're losing your ability to combo off when you have the Lightning Bolts in your deck. That is true to an extent, but the Bolts also help you combo out because you can set up a Past in Flames for a lower storm count and use the Lightning Bolts as your flashing back things to reduce how much you're leaning on the Grape Shot. I've lost to, a Grape Shot for 7 and multiple Bolts were involved along the way that they cast and then flash back.
Maybe I should play Storm with the Pro Tour.
Deck's very good.
I'm too stupid to play. It's too hard. I don't know how to mulligan with that deck.
This deck is not hard to play.
It looks hard.
No, it is not.
Okay.
That's a thing that Storm players like to say. This is not a hard deck to play.
It's too much. Make a bunch of mana.
Which deck do you think has the higher skill cap, Caleb's or Steven's? It's Steven.
I think it's Steven's.
Steven deck has the higher skill cap.
I'm very sure it's Steven's. If you make an error, you lose the game immediately. Take the Burn Challenge. How about that?
What's the Burn Challenge?
Just playing it and doing well with it.
Sure.
In a tournament. I think I might take that challenge. Scry to the bottom for Stephen Ashley. Arid Mesa, Sackett, 1 drop, Grim Lavamancer. Not my favorite 1 drop in the matchup, but it's better than nothing.
It's not the worst because they do have Electromancer, so it's a little bit of interaction at least, but it's not that fast. They can kill it with a Grape Shot for 1 on the 2nd turn.
True. Steam Fence on tap, down to 18. And the Serum Visions. Caleb will draw a card. It's a copy of Desperate Ritual that he's drawn. Now he'll scry 2. Looks like Shivan Reef among the cards he's looking at for the scry. 1 on top, 1 on bottom. And let's go over to Stephen Ashley. In there with that Grim Lavamancer. Caleb down to 17. Follow up, spike you good. 2nd land, nope. It's not good, folks. Not good for our Burn players. We're going to head over to Caleb. He's got a mountain. Simply got to pass the turn back. Back to Stephen Ashley we go. Goblin Guide.
Just want to throw this out there that I like 20 lands in this deck because every card in your deck costs 2. People who are on the 19 land thing, Stephen happens to be on the 19 land thing.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Well, I want to make sure I can do my stuff. I basically empty the Warrens.
That's game.
Yep.
And that's game.
I'm a big fan of playing more lands in your deck than not, if I can. Patrick has declared that it's game. I think he might be right. Oh, boy. Oh, no, he's reaching for his toys. That's game. That's game. That's game.
That's game.
That's game. That's game. Desperate Ritual. Spell 3. Manamorphose. Spell 4. This matchup's good.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
I don't think Ashley's main deck is properly configured to have a good matchup here.
Okay.
His draws have been bad.
Okay.
But yeah, this matchup's good.
All right. I know you play those competitive modern leagues a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my win rate against Storm is, of the decks I commonly play against, by far the best.
Okay.
Of any deck in Modern.
Pyretic, Desperate, Manamorphose, and Pass in Flames. If you've seen Storm once, you've seen it a million times. That's
But
how
if
I like
this
to
is
split
what
it.
your board looks like on the 3rd turn, I can't help you.
You can't.
There's nothing I can do for you.
There's no amount of testing or advice
Right,
I can give you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just going to lose.
Yeah, if you have 4 Skull Cracks in your main deck, it's possible the matchup becomes bad. You just have too many draws that don't interact and aren't fast enough.
No, I mean, that makes sense. I'm giving Steven and you a little bit of a hard time. His draws have not been good. I mean, he's missed a second land drop in both games.
Yeah.
There's also that. It's just that Storm is unrelenting when it is doing its thing. It's just passing flames.
The other
now.
nice thing about the Empty the Warrens out of the sideboard is it's a way for you to beat Rest in Peace.
Yeah.
Winning the game with Grape Shot through Rest in Peace is really hard.
Yeah, we call that hard mode.
But winning the game with Empty the Warrens is not that hard.
That's definitely hard mode. Up to 10 for the Storm count.
Caleb might just Grape Shot him out here. He may not even
He
need
can do whatever he wants now.
Yeah.
Play another Gifts Ungiven right now. Tell you what, I think in a couple weeks is going to be Caleb's second Pro Tour. I think.
I don't know offhand.
I'm not positive. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a good tournament.
It's nice to feel like, you know, I've got...
He's got half of the tournament. He doesn't have to test for half the tournament.
My pet deck is actually fine.
Yeah, he doesn't have to test for half of the tournament.
It's a good feeling.
So I would not be surprised if, you know, we see a couple weeks from now, 8-2 or better Modern decks.
Yep.
Caleb Scherer.
Storm. I would advise focusing on the draft portion.
Yes. Yes. Would not come as much of a surprise. There's your split. Is that unsubstantiate?
Yeah, I think he's got 1 copy in the deck to
work with Grape Shot.
And also just as a way to, you know, backdoor get a Canonist off the table or an Eidolon or something like that.
It's probably better than like Echoing Truth. Just like as a random one of.
Right.
Yeah, they can do some things that Echoing Truth can't.
You'd rather just draw. I think you'd rather, if you have to randomly draw the card sometimes, I think this deck would rather draw an unsubstantiate than an Echoing Truth, would be my guess.
The combination of Grape Shot and unsubstantiate and Steven having 1 land is going to be more than enough for Caleb Scherer to win this match over Steven Ashley very quickly and easily. 2-0. Blue Art Gift Storm decimates Burn. And for Caleb Scherer, it's a 6-0 start here in Columbus, and he is well on his way to another day 2 and potentially here on the SCG Tour. Another top 8.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit either, man. This is just par for the course for him. You know, one of the things that always interests me about Magic is we're back here in the booth. Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan, SCG Columbus. When you play against someone where you know what deck they're playing, like when you get paired against them and sit down, and it's just like, all right, everyone who pays attention to the SCG Tour even a little bit knows that like this is what Caleb is doing, and he still wins despite that. Like you can mulligan your game 1 hands against to be able to beat a Storm player since he plays another deck, and he still gets his wins.
It's a lot of information to give away.
Yeah.
And still, it goes to show you, I think there's a lot of people spend a lot of energy on metagaming the right way or concealing information, all the stuff around the periphery. That stuff does matter. It's good to do that stuff, but ultimately playing your deck well is a bigger determiner of success than all the little stuff on the edges.
All the minor information concealing and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's why I think the snow cover lands in my deck for no reason is Bush League. Not that it costs you anything, but it's indicating that your headspace is focusing on things that it should not be focusing on.
Ryan Tambroni, thank you. Turn 3 win, check the box.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
See, you know what? That's what I'm talking about. That's good work right there.
So now you win on player has pregame effects, or Confligate deals 2 or more damage.
I have 4 winning squares.
Yeah.
I have I have a winning square on player has pregame effects, so any ley line or gemstone caverns. That's 1. I win on Conflagrate deals 2 or more damage.